Hey guys, what's up? This is Nick Pell coming to you once again from my room with another book review for you. Now, this week's book is Zorba The Greek. This is another book that I read from my AP Lit class last year, and it's also one of my favorites. This is the version that I read it from. It is Scribner paperback fiction. I probably butchered that, but whatever. The book is about 310 pages also. Alright, on to the characters. First character is its title character, whose name is Zorba. Zorba is basically this old man in his 60s or 70s who is still full of life and wants to do all sorts of crazy things. In, I believe, the first chapter of the novel, he meets up with this guy who he names Boss. As far as I know, Boss's name, his actual name, is never really revealed, so that's the name that Zorba gives him, and that's the name that kind of sticks with him throughout the whole novel. And now let's talk about him. Boss is basically this guy who's just kind of going through life, not really wanting to change anything about himself or live life to its fullest. Zorba, who is basically the exact opposite of this, changes Boss in that sense. Makes him want to do more things and be more outgoing. And then you also have the widow. This widow is basically disgraced in the town as a witch. I'm not exactly sure how she came to be the witch or a witch. It's probably just basically her natural temptation, or her natural ability to tempt guys to her. As most women have this capability. So there would be a lot of burnings in this time period if those still went around. The widow is also the love interest of Boss, that you see about midway through the novel, I think. And then you also have Bubalina. She is this old lady, probably older than Zorba, who she's never been married. Or Bubalina falls in love with Zorba, and she's never been married, so you can kind of put two and two together to figure out what she wants to happen. Alright, on to the plot. Basically, it's a very simple plot. It's actually set before the outbreak of World War II, if I remember right. It doesn't really have any imagery that says that, so you can basically set this story in whatever time period you want, and it would work out perfectly. The story starts one night in Greece. There's a storm raging outside. Boss has taken shelter in an inn, or a pub, or something like that. And basically everybody inside the pub is just waiting for the storm to blow over. Out of nowhere, Zorba comes up to Boss and basically starts talking to him. And eventually, by the end of chapter 1, I think, they decide to stick together and they become friends. The story basically just continues on from there. It's a very simple story, but it's also a very good story. So, yeah, that's the plot, honestly. And then in the plot, there's many different events that keep the story very interesting and entertaining. Very entertaining at some points. But that's the plot. Alright, on to themes. First theme is youth versus age. It's kind of an interesting parallel because you see Boss, who is this guy who is very young. He's, well, not very young, but he's in his 30s or so, 20s or 30s. And he's basically in the mindset of an old person who is just basically done with life. He's not very outgoing. He doesn't want to do anything extraordinary. He just wants to live his life, have his own little role in society, and be done with it. Zorba, on the other hand, is an old man who has youthful, well, he has youth in his, well, I guess you could say, soul. He changes Boss in this sense, and you kind of see the youth versus age thing develop between these two characters' relationships. And then you also have wisdom. Wisdom is normally seen in old people in this novel, and it continues. Zorba is very wise for his old age, and just the things that he says and the experiences that he's had throughout his life, you can see those so easily when you read this novel, and just how he's trying to impact Boss and make him learn from Zorba's experiences. Then you have Joys of Life. This kind of goes with the youth versus old age thing. So Zorba just basically tries to make Boss see the good side of life and make him experience it and want to live it to its fullest. And then there's also friendship. Obviously this is going to be a theme because these two characters go through a huge friendship and go through many experiences and hardships that could potentially separate them. And yeah, that's just a theme that resonates throughout the novel. Alright, on to enjoyment. Alright, as I think I said, I read this book during my AP Lit class. I read it last summer, probably around this time actually, for the first time. I liked it then. I read it in class in May, and I loved it then, and got more out of it the second time. Always read books 2 times, not necessarily right at the same time in a row, just a lot more, but really close to each other. Well, not close to it, but read books twice, because you get the best, my teacher said, that the best way of reading is rereading. So to keep that into consideration, because you pick up so many more things, so much foreshadowing and whatnot. I'm rambling. The story is great with some hilarious parts in it. The characters are immensely interesting to watch. Zorba and Boss's relationship is just fascinating to see, and can be many people can see themselves in these two characters' positions, especially for people going on to college, or if you're just finishing college, on to the rest of your life. Because I read this at the end of my senior year, and then we had to write a letter to a set character from any of the books that we'd read that year. I picked Zorba, and I chose to write the letter to Boss. Once you read the story from beginning to end, you'll see what I mean. Overall, I really enjoyed Zorba the Greek. I highly recommend it. If you like reading Greek novels, Kazantzakis, or like I said, if you are just getting out of high school or college, then I definitely recommend this, because you will not be disappointed at all. And you'll be able to resonate with some of the characters. There's also a movie for this book. It's in black and white, but it's very good. It's very well done. I think it won an Academy Award or something back when it first came out. And it's just very well done. Our teacher showed us the movie after we read the book, and it puts a little more depth into it. You can kind of see certain scenes with more emotion than the book provides. Yeah, that's my review. I hope you liked it. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. If you did, leave a video response telling me what I could do better, what I need to improve on, because these are basically all experimental. I wouldn't be able to include any of the suggestions until about mid-November, when I start filming again, because I'm filming 8 reviews in about a week, and then I'm going to edit them. But yeah, until next week, my name is Nick Pell, and as always, keep on reading.